Hey, it's Shirley B, and I believe we all have the power to change our lives for the better. And my goal is to help you believe and know that. Your mindset is your power, and change can sometimes feel overwhelming. So instead of focusing on all the huge things that you may feel you need to do in life, let's instead focus on small mindset shifts, small actions that anyone can take, so that little by little and piece by piece, you will change your life. Welcome to episode 6 of my little podcast. And thank you for taking the time today to listen and hopefully learn a little something, or at least get you to think a bit more about what works for you and what doesn't, and what other little changes you can make to live a more positive and peaceful life. And one of the things that can really affect our lives are the people that are in it, the people we allow in it, and the people we choose to spend our energy on. One question is it your tribe that affects your vibe, or is it your vibe that defines your tribe? In other words, is it the people that you surround yourself with and give your energy to that lift you or drain you and create your vibe, your energy source, your day-to-day feelings about where you're at? Or is it your vibe, what you put out there and what you take in that attracts your tribe, that brings the people towards you, whether they are healthy or unhealthy for you? So are you surrounding yourself with people who, at least if they're not helping you get where you need to go in life, at least they're not blocking you? And if they are, what do you do about it? Because the people around you are definitely going to play a role in the changes you want to make and how you want to move in your life. They say that we are the 5 people we spend the most time with. Whether it's at work or outside of work, we tend to gravitate to those that are more like us or more in tune to where we are at in life because, of course, everyone wants to feel that they belong. It's a basic human need for survival. Thousands of years ago, it would be for physical survival, for protection, for food. And now, while it's still a bit of those original needs, we tend to get more emotional involvement from those around us. Your tribe can directly affect your physical health depending on their social habits that you may naturally fall into. If you're hanging around people who don't work out, may go out and drink more, don't you find yourself doing the same? Or if your tribe is meeting up at the gym or for walks and meeting for healthy smoothies, you find it easier to work out more and eat healthier? You're more likely to do either because most people just want to go along, to belong, to not make waves. And it's the same with people you work with. Have you found yourself at work and you're surrounded by complainers and gossipers? And then you find yourself falling into that as well and doing it more. And then maybe you find yourself falling more into a negative space and maybe even spiral from there where you just don't feel good about your own self. So your tribe can definitely directly affect your day-to-day life and what you focus on. And your tribe may change a bit depending on where you are in life. Are you focusing on raising a family? Are you ready to move into retirement? Are you just starting college and looking to start over? Regardless of where you're at, just having a tribe can directly affect your life longevity. One of the biggest factors in longevity and healthy aging is community and socialization. Strong social networks have been proven to reduce the risks of cognitive impairment and dementia, and the opposite is true. Those with chronic illness had higher mortality rate if they had unhealthy social relationships. Positive social interactions improves our physical health. Blood pressure decreases, it decreases stress hormones, and you move from the fight or flight response of stress. I mean, don't you feel that when you're around people who just make you feel relaxed and at ease, you feel that from them? And when you meet with people in person specifically, all of our senses are used during those in-person social interactions. Hearing, vision, smell. We process body language and facial cues, which all helps our mind stay agile and healthy. But even virtually, as we interact, many of these senses are triggered. And of course, we all want positive social interactions, including the feeling of belonging, listened to, feeling cared for, caring for others. And all of those interactions with other people can help us each regulate each other. We can hype each other up or we can calm each other down. Think about those people that directly affect your vibe. For some, it's those people you love to be around. When they walk into a room, you're drawn to them. They make you feel good inside. They're just a light to be around. Those are the ones you obviously want to cultivate. You want to keep in touch with to ensure the energy in your tribe is positive and conducive to growth. And then we've all met people who are like emotional vampires who seem to just suck the life out of you. Maybe you keep trying to make things better between you, but you stay stuck in the never ending cycle of being hopeful, but then feeling drained, and moving away from them, but then circling back to them nonetheless, and then dreading your next encounter. But you do have a right to choose your tribe, to make changes to your tribe, and therefore directly change your vibe and your mindset. You get to determine who should or shouldn't get your energy, who should be allowed in your circle. But what if that emotional vampire is a family member that you have to interact with? What happens when the people that are not healthy for you to be around are your family or close friends or people that you just feel you can't move away from? It could be that they've not done their own work to heal themselves, or due to generational lifestyle differences, conversations with them just don't feel productive. You make excuses for their behavior, you put up with it, but maybe you can still love them and give them grace, but not feel the need to explain them or accept their behavior. One thing is to ask yourself with anyone you interact with that you feel you need to keep a relationship with is what is the intent, or what do you feel is their intent in the relationship? If there's no ill will or malintent, and maybe you just need to adjust yourself and limit the amount of time and energy you give them and find that balance, that happy medium, if you can do that in a healthy way. But if there is malintent, or you just cannot or choose not to be around them because they're simply just not healthy for you, they don't leave you feeling loved or supported for whatever reason they have, then you have the right to remove yourself from the relationship. It may not feel like you have that ability, especially if it's your parents that you must keep them in your life and keep them around and have to bend to what they need. But that's not the case. Of course, it's a much harder decision to make. And maybe if you can't kick them off the island completely, maybe you can just choose to limit the time and energy you give them. It's your life, and you get to decide how you need to handle it for your own self care and mental health, as long as you are making those changes from a place of love for them as well as for yourself. Trust that you're doing the right thing. And what if it's not just family, but maybe friends, especially given the political climate lately and world conflicts and differences of opinion? It's good to have those differences and be around people who offer different opinions as long as it's respectful, so you can grow in your thinking about issues, see other sides that you'd had not considered. Keeping an open mind and allowing others into your circle, into your tribe that have different opinions, can help you grow as a person and help you learn more about others, their ways, their differences, but also the sameness that helps bring us together. Education and conversation help to remove fear so that we are no longer strangers, but we can become neighbors. But honestly, sometimes one's political views feel like they are a direct attack against you, against your way of life. And I would try to say to remember that there could be other things that are important to this person. Maybe it's not that they are against you, but they are for something else that drives them. And having calm and respectful conversations can help to remove the anger and move both sides forward a bit to a better place of understanding. It may not be perfect, but it may be the best that you can do, especially with those people that you choose to remain in your life. And sometimes you're not sure if some people are worth the effort of overcoming some of these differences. I would challenge you to think that we all have our differences. We all have our issues on the surface that you only see a bit of, but we're all dealing with. And if you feel deep down, once you get to know them, see that they're trying to be a good human being, maybe give them some time and space to do the work, for them to work on themselves. Then maybe you can help, not by changing them, but for doing what others in your tribe maybe have done for you, by providing some extra support so they can work through whatever it is they need to do. Maybe you can provide that motivation, that inspiration to change themselves, but for themselves. And let's be honest, some people are not in that space to work on themselves. They may not be ready to work on being that better human. And maybe it's not the time for you to be involved with them, and that's okay to move away and let them be. And for those that you can't quite quit yet, maybe you refuel yourselves in other ways with other members of your tribe so that you can allot a certain amount that you're able to give to those others while ensuring that you don't give so much that it costs you. Keep refueling your energy. When you make yourself and your energy a priority, when you start showing your tribe that you'll be kind to yourself and put boundaries in place to retain your energy, that becomes part of your vibe. And those that choose not to respect that will move away from you. And those that understand and want that same positive vibe for themselves will start to move towards you. So, in changing your tribe, ask yourself, what is your vibe doing and showing to those around you? Are you showing that you have a focus on loving yourself, helping yourself grow, healing yourself? And will you start attracting those that will help you move towards that end? Have you truly looked in the mirror and see what you're putting out into the world? That even on days when things are not going as planned, that your day kind of sucks, are you still ensuring that you leave people and places better than when you found them? And think about, how are you showing up for your family and friends? What are you bringing to the table? Not just who are you allowing at your table. As the saying goes, just because I don't want you at my table doesn't mean I don't want you to eat. Putting your vibe out there that regardless of what table you're at, it's not a zero-sum game. Me wanting more good and positivity from me doesn't mean I want less for you. Doesn't mean I can't offer whatever good I have for you, even if I have nothing of actual physical value to give. I know I have so much more to offer. And while no one can bring you happiness, that always starts and lives within you, the right people at the right time can help you believe in yourself, can help you find your purpose and keep going. Or maybe you are one of those people for someone else. But what if you've lost your tribe? Maybe you've had to move away to a new city. Maybe you have had to leave a family situation. For whatever reason, you need to find a new tribe. Well, then start with your vibe. And I know after a certain age, it's hard to put yourself out there, but we all need our tribe. And if you're struggling to find one, put out that positive vibe for others to gravitate to. If you put out a positive vibe out there to at least one person every day, just a kind word, maybe a smile, if you know them well, maybe a hug. Well, why wouldn't you? It's as much for you as it is for them by keeping yourself positive and knowing something so quick and easy could be exactly what they needed to get through their day. And I know sometimes it's hard to keep that vibe going, but I truly believe that keeping that positive, grateful vibe is what keeps good things and good people coming your way. So maybe if you're in a new town, maybe go for walks, take a class in something that interests you, find public meetups or community walks in your town, volunteer for events to give you purpose and build you up internally. You have to be open to finding a new tribe and to not only have your vibe out there to attract, but to be open and looking and not worry about what someone might think of you, but know you have so much to offer. And again, maybe it's as simple as just saying hello or just smile and start a conversation. I personally find telling people and random strangers that I like their hat or I love their nail color or I comment on their shoes, that just creates those positive openings. Whether it results in a conversation or a relationship, it at least leaves people feeling better. Human interaction, it's so necessary for our growth and longevity, and conversations with people are like brain exercises. It was thought that as long as you had one person, one key ally, that was enough. But really, it's the more the merrier. You really can't have enough good interactions and emotions when you're helping or being helped, or when you're caring or being cared for. When you are loving and laughing, you are living. As humans, our emotions are contagious, whether it's because we want to mirror other people's reactions to be empathetic, or we want to initiate emotions to change the mood. I remember an Instagram post with a video showing a bunch of people at a bus stop, and one person started laughing at something on their phone. And one by one, everyone just started laughing. They had no idea what they were laughing at, but they reacted to that one person and then the other person, and it just kept going. Your vibe can do that, can attract what you want in a new tribe. And as the saying goes, it's not about the years in your life, but the life in your years. And the people around you will help put the life into your years or take them away. So be sure you reflect on who's in your tribe and how they are affecting you. And you can only worry about your own tribe. There's a saying for rock climbers that you only need to focus on your 6-foot circle. That as a climber tries to stay safe and move forward, they worry about what is within 6 feet of them that they can reach with a hand or a foot, to know the next place that they put their hand, that they shift their foot, to keep taking one step onwards and upwards. You can't worry about other people's tribes or what's going on in society or the world that you cannot control. Yes, stay informed, but the more you focus on your own circle, how to make it better and healthier for you. How do you help by providing support to those in your tribe to be stronger and more at peace? That is what creates the waves out to the world to leave it a better place. We all can do our part with our own little tribes by keeping it healthy for ourselves and to help each other become better human beings for our own circle and beyond. I hope you share this podcast with your tribe to put more positive vibes out there in the world that so needs it to become more kind and more positive, little by little and piece by piece. This podcast is based on my own life experiences. I'm not a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist, or any other licensed medical professional. Please share this podcast with anyone you think needs to hear this so that we all move forward, little by little and piece by piece. And thank you, Purple Planet, for sharing your music.